In this training, we're going to talk about opening the record modal so that you can get a very precise vision of all the data in a particular record. So if that's of interest, stick around and let's get into it. To open our record modal, first we have to get into a solution and be looking in a particular app. So whatever solution or app you're looking to activate, in this case, I'm going to go into my sales CRM, and inside of this particular solution, I'll go to my opportunities. Once inside of here, I have a bunch of different records, of course, in any app that I'm accessing. And in order to access the record modal, where we actually open the record up, I can go over to the left side of any particular record, and you see this little expand icon here. And if I click here, it allows me to open the record. You'll also notice the pro tip that says when your cursor is hovered over a row, pressing spacebar will also open that record. So I can click here, that then opens up the record modal, but I can also come over here and just hover over this particular record and hit spacebar on my keyboard, and I get the exact same effect. So there's a number of different ways you can get to the opened record. Now inside here, we have a lot of flexibility in terms of how we want to view this data. So we're going to go through a couple of the key features inside of the opened record modal. So inside of here, you'll first notice that we've broken this into sections. Up here, we have the general information section. I can collapse this section if I'd like to. I also have the sale details section. I have the action plan. I can continue to scroll down and we see contacts, we see sales assets, etc. There are multiple sections to this particular expanded record. A couple of key features about the sections. So we can reorder these sections by clicking here on the section, and we can move it down or move it up if it's not the uppermost section. And we can also elect to collapse this section by default. So for example, maybe there are certain sections that you very rarely need to see when you expand and open up on your records. Well, in that case, you might choose to collapse those particular sections by default, but of course you could open them as needed. So in this example, let's go ahead and move the general information down. Now sales details is up at the top, general information is down, and I might elect to just collapse this by default as well. So there we go. When I open now, I'll exit that particular expanded record and I'll reopen that record by hovering over and hitting spacebar again. And you see that those changes have been saved inside of the way that I'm viewing this opened record. So my general information is saved down now. It's in the second section and it's collapsed by default. Also, inside of these sections, I can get a lot of flexibility around the different fields that are showing up. So it's important to note that the data we're looking at here is just the fields for this particular record. So here in my sales detail, we've collected or grouped together all of the different fields that relate to the sale detail. Whereas down here on the action plan, we have fields that pertain to next steps, right? Similarly, we've got a contact section, sales assets section, etc. So all the different areas here, they're just a collection or a section, a grouping of specific fields that are related to a theme. And so you have full flexibility of how you want to design that. Now, if I want to make changes to this at a higher level, I can go into the upper right-hand corner of the opened record modal and click on the action menu here. Now I'm going to go into the page settings here, and you'll see that I can alter the page layout of this particular opened record. So I have a one column, a single column option. I have a multi-column option, the two columns at 50% each. Or I can do a 70-30 split on two columns. I really like the 70-30 split, so I'm actually going to go ahead and make that selection here. And what that does then is move some things over to the right-hand side and moves other things on the left where it's the expanded 70% view. So as you can see, by clicking on the upper left corner of any particular item, I get the 6 dots that suggest that I can move it around. So in this case, I'll take the sales team and just drag it on down. Estimated value, maybe I want that to come up. If I want to move things into a different section, for example, I can do that as well. Let's actually go back to the 50-50 view. It's a little easier perhaps to see in the 50-50 view with the different sections. If I want to move the sales team information into general information, again, it's a simple click drag. Upper left corner of that field, just drag it on down into a different section and it automatically drops it and saves it in that new section. So there's a lot you can do in your setup of the open record modal. So go ahead and play around in your own solutions and get that fully customized feel and present the data to your team exactly how you want to, thanks to this amazing feature. I know we went fast, so feel free to go back and rewatch if you missed any of it, and I'll see you in the next video.
If you have any questions about what we covered in this training, please ask them below in the comments section of this video. And until then, we'll see you in the next training.